and are still. Why are we not food secure? It is because of poor policies, skewed policies, lopsided policies. That is why we are importing food to date. That is why 22 million Kenyans cannot afford a meal in a day. 22 million Kenyans. 60 years after million. What away ya siku moja ya ugali ya siku na sukuma 20 cannot afford a Panadol, but there is one who can afford a Kenyan. 22 million people cannot afford basic education. They cannot afford an exercise book. If there is a person who can afford to pay million fees per term for each child at Montessori school, 22 million Kenyans cannot afford a Panadol, but there's another afford treatment. I'm talking about the gap between the rich and the poor in Kenya, which is getting wider and wider. There is a person in Kibera who cannot afford 50 shillings ya kumpeleka industrial kwa kibarua, and there is another person who owns 5 choppers. 5 choppers, 1 Kenyan. That is the difference between the poor and the rich in Kenya. And Mr. Chairman, I'm just concluding. And those people we are told are the middle class and the lower middle class, they are getting poor and getting to the lower pyramid, to the bottom of the pyramid. Wale watu ambao ni wale watu wanaandika wanaandika shaboy, wanaandika watchman. In this government, those people are getting poor. Badala ya kuandika maid, sasa analete mtu wa kufua twice a week because of government. Those people are getting from the middle. When the middle class of a country dies, that country has collapsed. Meanguka. The poor, the rich is the middle class. When the middle class dead, then we have only 20 billionaires at the top, and the rest are paupers, poor people. Poor people. And you are putting so much something called housing, affordable housing. For a person who cannot afford a meal in a day, priority in housing. That is why huyo mtu, hiyo nyumba atakondisha, arudi kuishi kwa mabati, nyumba ndio ini. Si wale walipelekwa huko upgrading ile ya Kibera kule ngambo, si walirudi kwa matope wakakondisha hizo? Why? Because that person cannot afford a meal in a day na unampatia nyumba mzuri. So hiyo nyumba anakondisha, hasa hiyo ndio itakuwa income yake. Misplaced priorities. What is the logic in big and hii SGR mnasikia hii tunajenga haisaidii Kenya, ni ya kupitisha bidhaa zinatoka nje zipite Kenya ziende. Haisaidii sisi. Do we have an industry to support that SGR? President wa gas wa Vietnam alikuwa hapa some 3 months ago. Anaitwa John Chow. Alikuwa na I met the president of Kenya, and the president of Kenya speaks very good English, very big English. But behind that English, there is nothing, completely nothing. Akasema Kenyans are building big highways. They have no transport things on those big railways and big highways. People start with the industries. People start with the factories. They do not start with highways. Kama kujengea hapa kwa hewa inakusaidia nini? Hapa kwamba kama unaenda Mlolongo na mvua inanyesha, utatembelea chini yake mpaka Mlolongo. What else does this help you? Yeshewa. Itakusaidia nini wewe? Mr. Chairman, I'm concluding by saying our misplaced priorities, corruption, self-aggrandizement, personal interests. If you go in other countries like US paid US earns less than a doctor. An engineer in the US earns more than a congressman. A congressman in the US goes to the Congress on a bicycle. A Kenyan MP goes with a convoy of fuel guzzlers. That is where we are right now. And we shall never move. We are stuck in 1963. Tangu 1963, we have never moved. We are just in a cycle. But there is a generation that has refused, has said no. We shall not continue that way. I'm very happy. Very happy that there is a generation that has refused, has said no. Yes.
That we are stuck in 1963 when the ideas we created at that time, they were adopted by the Asian tigers. Yes. They are now thriving economically and we are borrowing from them. Yes. Prepared by Tom.
Thank you. Singapore na South Korea walikuwa wanakopa pesa kwa Kenya. Walikuwa wanachukua msaada ya chakula kwa Kenya. Sasa Korea $1.1 trillion GDP. Kenya bado tuko $100 billion. Mahali tulikuwa bado tuko tu hapo. GDP ya Kenya $100 billion. So when shall we move? Tutasonga siku gani? Has refused. Generation ambayo imesema mulidanganya babu zetu, mkadanganya baba zetu, sisi tumekataa, hamtatudanganya. That generation and in moral for your future. Nobody will share. Our youthful people, you, nobody will shape our future. It is you. And if you are my generation and you are saying Kumi Bila break, shame on you. You hate your own children. Hata inafaa ukufe. You don't deserve to live. Shame on you. Shame on you. I am saying, na namaliza nikisema kwamba this country must change once and for all. We need to change this country once and for all. Lazima tubadilishe hii nchi. Kwa pigania wakiamuka leo, they will be shot and they will die and go back to their graves. Na Wakenya wako na hasira. Wakenya wako na hasira sana saa hii. Mpaka natamani ningekuwa na uwezo, ningetengeneza sanamu pale archives ya Ruto, ili Wakenya wakija wanairusha mawe wanamaliza hasira. Kenya is bitter. Very bitter. And this we shall finish it in 2027 at the ballot. When you go to the ballot, wacha ukabila kando. Ukabila kando, vote for somebody who can change this country. Vote for somebody who can change this country. Usiangalie kabila ya mtu, whether it is a Turkana ama awe Mkisii ama kabila gani, don't care. We just need to see mtu mwenye anazibadilisha nchi. Na kama hatuwezi fanya hivyo wa Kenya, kama hatuwezi fanya hivyo, kama rudi mistake pepo ya kufikiria anaweza rudi, shetani ashindwe. Shetani ashindwe tena. Ashindwe. Kama anaweza rudi by mistake, ama uende Uganda uishi huko kwa Tanzania. Kama uwezi tuita Charles, tuita King Charles, tumwambie hii nchi mlitupatia 1963 tumeshindwa, tunawarudishia wakoloni, muendelee kutuongoza. Asanteni.
Sawa bunge, sawa. Dan serikali. Yes.
Hamtabadilisha Kenya. Nyinyi hapa siku na Wakenya ambao wako nje